Recently, there have been a lot of action movies being made in Korea. Compared to the past, the action is more sophisticated and well choreographed, so it looks natural and pleasing to the eye. However, there are still many movies that have action as part of the movie rather than action alone. I think there are still very few movies in the action genre that are satisfying. That part can be overlooked because even in Hollywood, action movies are a bit lacking in content. However, in Korea, action movies often emphasize action too much, so the plot is often poor. The Killer: A Child Who Deserves to Die was also in that sense. I don't know about the action itself, but the content was somewhat poor. If that were the case, the action would have been so awesome that I would have said wow. What stood out to me in this movie was the person who planned the action. There was a separate martial arts team, but the person who designed the action was Jang Hyuk, the main character. Jang Hyuk is a very famous actor in Korea and has always been strong in action. Most of the movies he's appeared in so far have included action. In particular, all of his recent films are based on action, so you can say that Jang Hyuk is action in Korea. Despite his reputation, I don't remember any of Jang Hyuk's films being successful at the box office. Jeolguk-do itself is characterized by concise action that fits well with recent action. We've moved beyond the era of flashy action, and since Jason Bourne came out, action has become more realistic. If you're in a real fight, you can't be that concise, but in a movie, you can. From that perspective, I think it was a mistake for Jang Hyuk to design the action. He may be confident in his own Aikido in action, but I think action design is another area. I think it's a piece of work, and I think it belongs to the realm of art. Some of my favorite recent work was the action in Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I thought it was amazing how they created, designed, and organized the action sequences like that. In this movie, it was also an action movie, so there had to be someone who designed it separately. Jang Hyuk is the main character, but I don't think he researched and composed the action design separately. That's not to say that the action in the movie isn't good. It's just that when I watch a movie, even if the story isn't great, the action makes me pay attention. In this movie, the action is about 2/3 of the movie, so it's the most important part. The most impressive action in the beginning is the fight in the motel hallway. This scene was incredibly painstakingly put together, and I think the movie would have gotten a lot better reviews if it had been done better. It's just a bunch of guys coming out of the hallway one by one, but it's so familiar. That's why I wish there was a separate action designer. In addition to that, I felt that the action was a bit monotonous in many scenes. In the story, Uigang Jang Hyuk asks his wife to take care of their daughter while she goes on a trip to Jeju Island with a friend. Yoon Ji-an tries to sneak away for a while, but it turns out to be a trap set by someone else. To protect Yoon Ji, Uigang pulls her out, but it turns out she's part of a larger organization. It doesn't really explain who Uigang is or how he came to be so powerful. The story is a bit weak and lacking in clarity, so the holes are glorified. In a way, it felt like a lot of filler for an hour-and-a-half movie. The characters themselves don't seem to be bad, so with a little more fleshing out, Jang Hyuk could be an action character.